video. It absolutely melts my soul. I'm having a very hard time. It's bad enough I'm fighting my own battles without them trying to kill my husband. My husband was my savior, and we were so close. And, you know, he got me baptized, and I felt that he and I together could withstand any battle, and the devil could never touch me. But my other good friend, Frankie, every time I saw him, he told me he wanted me to, make sure I was right with God. Now, you're trying to tell me, you're sending me Al Pacino things and trying to make me think Al Pacino's the devil and saying Frankie's a part of this group. And I can only see, even Frankie thinks I'm a fallen angel now or whatever. Don't you dare say he wants to kill me in some ritual like the others, because how can someone that I respected suddenly change and say, oh, but now I want to kill you? Now, does that make any sense? I've spoke to him numerous times in my life, and his demeanor toward me has always been very kind and very, very attentive and very concerned and very sweet. He said, I'll give you advice like I give my daughters. And he meant it. And he talked to me so genuinely. He's called my home 3 times on Ridgemont and on Iroquois in the past. And I got to go to all his concerts for free in Vegas on the same stage, and 18 shows, and I got to do his ballet in Louisville Palace, and gave him some songs. He had me pick him up the next day at his hotel, and it was very respectable. And when I gave him a medal and went to Newark, I flew all the way to Newark just to give him a medal from the city of Newark. And then when I found out he's going to be at Newark last year, I said to the city hall, well, give him the key to the city, because the day I gave him that medal, he had expressed that he wanted the key to the city too. And so I remembered that long ago, and I got him the key to the city. And I've been in his mother's home, and the warmth that I feel in her home was just love. And it breaks my heart, because now you're saying, oh, well, we won't let him go. We'll kill him. He's connected to us. And I'm being contacted by someone tonight that said, it's killing me that your old friend is in your life, and I can't stand it. It's eating me up. And this person was telling me this tonight, that they're just going haywire. It's breaking their heart. And I'm like, oh my God, are you attacking Frankie? Are you trying to destroy him? It's just killing me, because when I saw him in St. Louis, his driver came up to me and kept trying to get my attention. And then I went to see what his driver wanted, and Frankie stepped out, and Frankie came over and took an envelope I gave him to warn him that these people are dangerous. I think they're after him. I went to St. Louis only to give him a warning letter. And then I thought, well, I will see his concert, but it was worth every penny to get to go tell him, I think this group is after you. And then when he came to Lexington, he came up playing Sherry as loud as it would go. My husband was so impressed. He said the crowd on the street went crazy. And he said he did that to impress you. And he goes, but it really impressed me, is what Bob said. But the same group told me they were going to kill him if he came. And they were sending me Al Pacino's Scarface, and then Carlito, where Carlito gets killed going to see the girl at the train station. And he wasn't married at the time, those other times in St. Louis, or was it St. Louis or Lexington? One of those times he was just single, but he'd start talking to me for the Christmas 2 years before these concerts. Yeah, he was single when he started talking to me 2 years before. And then this group stopped that too. They stopped our communication. And whenever he walked over to me, we talked. He had a guy that was following him and said, you can't talk to her. Get away from her. You're not allowed to do this. And then when I saw him in Lexington, we were staying at the same hotel. And when I got there, I gave him a message, because he went to let him know what room me and Bob were in. And instantly, someone in his group came and took it away. And then when he was in St. Louis, the people that threw the concert said, we never seen anything like this. They told us we cannot promote, we cannot talk to him, we cannot try to take pictures, we can't promote him. They got him under lock and key, no communication. We haven't seen this with any artist. Why are they guarding him so tight? So it's just breaking my heart, because I don't want them they're never going to tarnish my feelings for this person based on their lies, or based on if he's changed, or if he's joined this cult of these killers that they tried to get me to. Because I know all the times I met with him, he always said, put my faith in God. He wanted me to stay a good girl. He wanted me to go to college. He just he always praised me and was just very concerned about me, never hurting my feelings. And if he would make the effort to come over to me, you don't think for 1 minute that even if you say, oh, well, he's a part of this group, and he's really, and they call him, this guy that's doing this to me, which is probably the real devil. He's trying to call Frankie the devil. But yet, Frankie has never done anything disrespectful. And the first time I met him, it was here in Kentucky, and I was a teenager. And even then, he signed an autograph, I love you. And most people's autographs, he don't say that. And he was very humble. And I was the only one he would give an autograph to. Then he left and didn't give them to anyone else. And so I don't know what kind of gift or power that he has, but I know his determination is important to me. And when you send me Al Pacino's Scarface and you try to say, well, he's working with bad guys or he's done bad things, I just judge based on my personal conversations and meetings with him. At 18, he took my songs at 18 later. And I even woke the man up at 6:30 in the morning. I was a teenager. I was still in high school, I think. And I had these songs, after he took my songs at the front desk, and then, hun, do you know what time it is? And I said, no, because I've been up all night with my girlfriend waiting, because she was my transportation. It was daylight. We've been there since the night before. I said, he goes, it's 6 a.m. in the morning. And he goes, call me back at a more decent hour. Now, how many artists would do that? And whenever I stood on the same stage with him at the Louisville Palace, when he did sound check and everything, it's just great and humble. Always kind. And then whenever he was in Ohio, me and my husband, I was walking in the lobby, and here he comes. He was always turns up where I am in these places. And I said, hey, Frankie, me and Bob want to know if you want to have dinner with us tonight. He goes, well, I wish I'd known sooner, because I'm having dinner with like this doctor, some guy that already asked me to, that's a friend of his in Ohio. And so many other places. It's just always kind, And so no matter what you say and do, I can judge him by his way of treatment. And then when I danced right in front of him for his Redbirds concert, they picked me to be one of the oldies dancers. I danced directly beneath him the whole time, and he was so kind, and he lowered his hand and tried to get me to slow down, because I was real rambunctious, real young, and he was trying to just slow my pace for his music. I was just so excited. And even at that concert, he talked to me a couple hours. I was walking around the bleachers trying to find the way to go meet people to go out on the field later to perform. And he appeared from out of nowhere eating a bag of Lay's potato chips. So we sat there on the bleachers and talked. He's like, have you ever found someone, Sherry? No, I'm not dating anybody. Well, I really think you should settle down. You need to fall in love, and you need to have children. There's nothing greater than children, Sherry. He just had a new son. He goes, I love fatherhood, and you're missing out. Go settle down and have yourself a tribe. You need it. So, no, you can't tell me anything else about him. I don't care what kind of group has taken over the world or what their motives are. I have him in my heart.